Joining me today is Kathleen Flammia, and those of you who have been watching Active Lifestyles know that Kathleen is an attorney who practices with elder law and Medicaid planning. And Kathleen, thank you for being our resident legal expert here on Active Lifestyles magazine. And today we need to focus on the aspect of your career about planning for Medicaid. And what is Medicaid?
Serena, basically there are many different Medicaid programs, but specifically the two programs that I deal with the most is ICP Medicaid, which stands for Institutional Care Program. It's what pays for a nursing home for those who can't afford it or that don't have long-term care insurance, and the Long-Term Care Diversion Program, which will pay for some home health care as well as an assisted living facility.
Okay, now I am under Medicare. How does Medicare differ from Medicaid?
Medicare is what you're going to use when you go to the doctor or when you go to the hospital. And then there's the Medicare Part D that pays for your prescription coverage. Medicaid is basically a payer of last resort. It's a public benefit that is means-based, which means that you have to meet different asset and income requirements in order to qualify for that program. As you know, our population is aging, and as we age, especially those who are presently in their 70s or older, that's not the population that typically purchased a long-term care insurance plan, which is something that I think a lot of us look at once we hit about 50 or so these days. So a lot of times people who are in their 70s or older and that don't have a long-term care plan in place, they're basically looking at about a $5,000 to $6,000 nursing home bill every month if that's where they need to reside for their own safety.
Okay, how does one apply for Medicaid?
You can apply yourself online. You can go to the Department of Children and Families webpage, and they do have an online application. If you do that, though, I would just let you know that you do have to follow up and send into Medicaid within a very short time period. I'd say within the first week or so after you file the application online, all of the backup information that they need in order to process your application.
Would it be a good idea if, let's say, we have a family emergency and one of us has to go into a nursing home, would it be a good idea to work through an attorney to try to get through this Medicaid puzzle?
It would be just at least to have a consult so you know where you stand in the Medicaid world. But if you go to the hospital and you stay there for at least 3 days, Medicare will pay 100% of the first 20 days of rehab. And they will pay up to 80% from day 21 through 100 if you're continuing to rehab. So you've got some time there if an unexpected crisis happens to get a consult for a Medicaid consult to determine whether that nursing home stay will be longer than just for rehab and basically how you're going to pay for it.
Well, I know that Medicaid can be very complicated, and if you don't follow the guidelines, you can incur significant penalties. So thank you, Kathleen. Well, it's time now to visit Joy and Chef Audrey in the Active Lifestyles